Hey guys, this is Shiro and welcome back to the second episode of Is It Worth Reading? This time I'm gonna talk about something you guys requested a lot and something that I've been reading for, I don't know, more than a year at least, but I had it on hold because I was reading other stuff. Warlock of the Magus World. And I'm not kidding you, this is what the synopsis literally says, to give you some kind of hint about what it's gonna be about. What happens when a scientist from a futuristic world reincarnates into a world of magic and knights? An awesome main character, that's what happens. Yeah, I'm not kidding you, that is what it says, and it couldn't be any more true. So to give you the short answer, in case you're pressed for time, yes, it's worth reading. But the long answer will be a little bit longer and explain in detail as to why I think it's worth reading and why I think you shouldn't miss out on it, because, to be honest, it's pretty good. First off, let's start with the overall story, and to be honest, it's quite entertaining. It's not entirely something new that you've never seen before, but it has a lot of elements that are completely unconventional in these kind of stories. It's kind of a mixture of your usual magic story and some cultivation thrown in, then there's even like more of a drama and theater part, I guess you could say. It has a lot of stuff mixed in at a few points in the story, but believe me, it's worth reading because it's really well written. But what is obviously the most important part of any kind of story? It's the main character. And in this case we have Leyland Falia. I can't really pronounce the last name, so sorry about that. It will just be a picture here with his name below that, so you know how its name is written. And you might notice something. Leyland kind of reminds you of Linley from Coiling Dragon, doesn't it? But that's just a fleeting suspicion I had. There's probably nothing relating them anyway. That's just... maybe it's an inside joke, I don't know. Just wanted to name it. But now about the character. The character, yeah, he, as you know, is from a futuristic, science-y world. His soul fused with the AI chip, which enables him to be way more powerful than anybody on the same rank, because his brain just got a lot of analytical abilities from that. Actually, not his brain, the AI chip. Also, Linley... what the fuck, Linley? Leyland is not his actual name. It's the name of the person he got reincarnated into. And no, he wasn't reincarnated from birth. He died in some kind of accident that I won't spoil, and got reincarnated into a body of a boy who just died. And yeah, he took on his identity after that. But don't worry, nobody really knew him, so he didn't really have much problems with that. Now, what kind of character is he? What kind of personality does he have? Well, you could pretty much say he's very ruthless and analytical. That's pretty much everything you need to know. That makes him both seem like some superhero sometimes, like him saving the day and stuff, obviously just so you can get more benefits, but it also makes him your stereotypical villain at times. And you don't really know which one he is. Actually, he's probably neither of those, or both. You can't really say he's either of those. You really can't. Believe me, just read it. Now, what kind of world does he even live in? Well, the world is really damn big. And to be honest, I don't really know how big it is yet. So far, I've read 570 chapters translated and 100 chapters machine translated, and I'm currently still waiting for the translations to catch up. And as far as I know, it has around 1,200 chapters in total. I don't remember the exact number, but that might have just been it, now that I think about it. The world, anyway, it's more like he's starting out in a planet, or at least in a plane that has a subterranean world as well. So, it's probably a planet, let's be honest. It's called a world, and there's also planes. Now, there's also the Astral Plane, which is basically something along the lines of our universe, or it's just parallel universes. It's a plane where you can travel between worlds, with maybe some inhabitants, maybe not, maybe people who are trying to get stronger, maybe some who aren't. Yeah, that's pretty much it, and it's really damn big, and it's imagined to be in yeah, more like a tunnel. On one end there's the Magus World, and on the other end there is, well, some enemy from the past that I obviously won't spoil, because why the fuck would I spoil everything? Seriously. Now, you might have been wondering about one thing. Why the hell is it called Warlock of the Magus World? Isn't he just a magus or a magician or whatever the fuck you want to call him? Partly yes and partly no, because yeah, he's a warlock. What a surprise. You never would have guessed that from the title, so it's not really a spoiler, to be honest. What else does the story need to have to be actually good? Supporting characters and enemies. And to be honest, neither of those are bad. The supporting characters, well, they are a little disappointing because, well, they're pretty much just dust on the roadside to the protagonist, as he isn't content with, like, their minor achievements that they're happy with. But they can also still be pretty good and entertaining at times. Enemies, well, enemies are almost always of a higher rank and with way more strength than him, so we're kinda used to that trope already. But I have to say they have a little bit better motivations than what we're used to. They're not as irrational as other villains. Actually, you couldn't really call them villains, they're just as enemies, because in a few cases he's the villain, so yeah, they're not really villains. But let's just say their motivations and the way they go about things are way better in a lot of cases. Of course, they don't stand a chance, but we're used to that, we definitely are used to that. Now, is there any kind of romance in there? So far, not really. I mean, he's got a wife, but he doesn't really feel love or anything. It's just for convenience sake. Maybe to start like some family to support him, give him more resources, stuff like that. It's... yeah, you shouldn't really expect love and romance from that. But hey, maybe that will change in the future and there will be... yeah, there will be some romance, but so far it doesn't really look like it. There's one thing that kind of annoyed me when reading it. It's only one thing though, so that's pretty good. And that is, almost everything in the entire story makes sense in its own ways and laws. But something that is never explained is exactly how. Spoilers incoming. If you do not know about that, then or haven't read it, just don't continue to listen to me right now. Or just do this for a few seconds, I don't know. Anyway, what is never explained is how the bloodlines actually work. Because if it was anything like in our world, it wouldn't really matter if he had offspring and it wouldn't impact his bloodline in the least. Like honestly, it wouldn't. But it seems to be impacting him and kind of reducing the strength of his bloodline if he has descendants or children just in general. So I don't really know how that makes any kind of sense. But maybe it will get explained later. So far it doesn't make any kind of sense. Maybe it was even a lie he dished out just to, you know, not have children yet. Because he... I don't know. I mean, it really doesn't make much sense so far. Let's hope it will get explained. Anyway guys, that's it for this Is It Worth Reading? Today's video was obviously sponsored by Dollar Shave Club because I'm shaved. No, it wasn't, I don't have a sponsor. But yeah, I shaved, what a surprise. Just in case you're sticking around, I actually did that for once. Smooth like... it's not smooth like a baby's skin, it's just... yeah. Let's not talk about that anymore. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you'll know that down in the description below, there's gonna be links to that. Links to Warlock of the Magus World. Just in case you're wondering where the hell you're gonna find them. Also, if you enjoyed it, just leave me a comment down below, leave me more recommendations, stuff I should cover in case I actually read it, or anything like that. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like or anything like that, or subscribe or something for more of this kind of shit in the future. Okay, it's not shit, but it's okay. It's getting awkward like always. Perfect place to end the video. See you guys next time. Bye!